Hi, everybody.
Started the Indiegogo campaign the other day.
Which Indiegogo?
The one for the short film I'm producing for Bev.
Awesome.
So, if anybody would like to send us some shekels, go to Indiegogo and look for With Love short film. That'd be nice. We'd like to make this little short film at the end of the month. Give us money. There are perks beyond just our thank yous. Anyway, moving on to news. We got a lot to cover. We were out last week. Sorry about that, folks. It was not planned. It just worked out that way.
That's the way it works sometimes.
Yep. Well, it meant I had to reduce things to what I felt was essential geek shit. So a lot of things I was initially going to talk about, like last week or this week, have been completely wiped out. So we'll do what we can here. It doesn't matter. We don't need much for our smart assery.
Yeah, moving on.
And when we get to the comic book section, I got a special surprise for John. This wasn't the most important thing happening in comics, but I went out of my way to make sure we talked about this just for John.
Right, so let's get moving.
Right. So I'm, of course, your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. With me today is the Dwarficon himself, John Little.
Hi, everybody.
And tonight's episode of High Class Geek News, witness this! Economy Road!
Yes, congrats to good Leo for finally winning the Oscar. Now all the memes can shut up.
Yeah. He was this close to being our generation's Peter O'Toole.
I'm actually very glad for this because, again, I am really sick and tired of seeing the memes. And it's just one of those things I'm glad it's going away now.
Yeah. I will say this. I didn't watch the Oscars this year. For some reason, I just wasn't interested this time. You know me. Usually, even though it's not like the greatest thing ever, I usually have some interest in the Oscars. This time I was like, I just want to know the final score.
Yeah.
I will say, I felt most of the winners are who they should be. I haven't seen Spotlight, but I'm glad it won for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who doesn't know, Spotlight is the movie about the reporters that cracked open the child molestation scandal with the Catholic Church.
Yep.
Or, as the Catholic Church calls them, those motherfuckers.
Indeed.
And so that's good. Leo got Best Actor for The Revenant, which was something that was kind of like the only reason that was in question is because every time he got nominated before this, he didn't get the Oscar.
Yeah, I got. Yeah. So we're glad because now the internet can shut up a little bit.
Yep. Alicia Vikander, who was my girl of 2015 person, I don't know about you, but she was the one I was rooting for, considering the year she had. 3 movies, and even in something like that fucking that TV show that got made into a movie with Superman and the Lone Ranger, she was even good in that. You know
me, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, the Oscars, I don't care.
Machina.
Say what?
She was in Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah. And I'm glad she won, but my point is, it's the Oscars, I don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry, internet, I don't care. I don't care. And you know why I don't care? Because I have fucking taste.
Because it's masturbation for Hollywood?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I will say that, yeah, she got it. Just want to say, of the 10 Oscars it was nominated for, Mad Max Fury Road got 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I am glad that the movie that won for visual effects won, which was Ex Machina.
That was a damn good one.
Yeah, and if you've seen that movie, you know why it deserved the Oscar for visual effects.
Yep.
And boy, did it. Wow. Moving on. Sticking we're going to stop talking about movies to talk about movies. For starters, Deadpool is still fucking going.
Oh, God, that train's never going to end.
It has made over $600 million in the box office. It is the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. Not R-rated film based off a comic book, period. Any movie you've ever heard of that's rated R has not made as much money in the theaters as Deadpool. Deadpool has made more money than either Godfathers.
Yep.
It is also reached the list of the top 50 highest grossing domestic films of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, there's a bit of a downside to this, which is, and John, I know you. You're like me. You saw this coming. You and I are smart enough to know the reason Deadpool works is because he's a character that's good for an R rating.
Yep.
But we remember the 90s. And a big part of why most 90s superhero movies sucked was because they were all trying to copy the Batman formula, even though the Batman formula only works for a dark, brooding character.
Well, it's not necessarily true. The other part of the problem was, back in the 90s, first of all, comic books were never taken seriously. It wasn't seen as a story. It was seen as, same way animation's always been seen in this country. That is why Japanese animation went a completely different way than versus American animation.
Well,
that's why.
What I'm saying is that when a comic book movie was made, they basically tried to do Batman all over again. It was always at night. Like, the origin was glossed over as quickly as possible. Almost always at night. I mean, even Steel was a movie where all the superhero stuff happened primarily at night.
Yeah, but by the same token, that was not a good property. That was not a good one to throw in there.
Which is another one. Most of them weren't. But the one, but even the ones that were.
And that was just trying to cash in on Shaquille O'Neal. That's all that was.
But I mean, most comic book most like superhero movies, especially in the 90s, was like, okay, this Batman was a huge success. It was a dark, brooding movie. Let's make it like Batman. No matter how much unlike Batman the character you're dealing with was.
Yeah, I can somewhat see that, but it's not entirely true.
No, that's just a part of it. It's a lot of things in the 90s, but that is a part of it. The reason I'm bringing that up is because, whereas you and I would be like, Deadpool, fitting for an R rating, all like the studios are going to think is comic book movie, R rating, hit. And those are the only three things they're going to hear.
Yeah, I know. The one thing I really am glad about Deadpool, though, is Deadpool and the success of Deadpool may lead to a resurgence of a remake that needs to be done.
Hopefully you're not about to say The Crow.
No. They're already doing that anyway. No. Spawn. I mean, think about it. Spawn, the original one from the 90s, horrible casting, horrible writing. However,
Nostalgia Critic reminded me, yes.
The practical effects that were in there, I mean, the company that did practical effects for Spawn is the same company that currently does The Walking Dead. I mean, I will admit, Spawn looked badass. Clown looked badass.
Yeah.
Violator looked, I mean, the minute you got to the CG of, Violator and Malbolgia, it looked stupid.
Well,
and again, Spawn was one of those properties that should have been an R rating back in the day, but they gave it a PG-13 rating and cut it to be a PG-13 rating to get the kids interested. Fuck the kids. And that's right. Fuck them. I'm quoting George Carlin directly here. Fuck the children. And I'm Mr. Conductor. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, the good thing about this is that now 20th Century Fox, who released Deadpool, has the guts to do an R-rated Wolverine movie and an R-rated X-Force movie, or at least it's looking like they might. And those are two properties, if you're going to go R-rating, it works. X-Force was basically just hyper-violent X-Men stories. And for Wolverine, it looks like they're doing the Old Man Logan story, which is not PG-13 material.
And I'm okay with that. I'd even be fine if they went back to the 70s and started bringing out some of the old Patch.
That was from the 90s, dude. Well, no, late 80s.
Yeah, not the mid-80s was Patch.
It was when the Wolverine solo series, ongoing series, first started. So that would have been about 88, 87. Yeah.
You know what? I have to comment. I really love the fact that I actually forgot to close my Facebook because one of my friends is already disagreeing with me that Spawn needs to be rebooted. I'm sorry, Kristen. You can argue all you want. I think Spawn should be redone. So yes. There. Meh.
But there is a dark side to this, though. It's been confirmed that there will be an R-rated cut when the Blu-ray comes out of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And though you hate Superman, I think you can agree with me when I say there should be no such thing as an R-rated movie with Superman in it.
I will agree with you there. There should not be an R-rated Superman. But then again, I'm of the opinion that you should just stop making the films altogether until somebody figures out how to do it right.
My God, do I agree with that.
And by the way,
no, I thought you were going to say they should just stop making all the films, period. But when you said do it right, I was like, wow, I'm kind of surprised with you, John, because I know you hate Superman. But
well, I hate to say, I'm pretty much right, because no one will ever figure out how to make it right. So they'll just stop making them all together.
Well, the key to doing it right is the same key that made the Avengers good, that made the Deadpool good, that made Daredevil good. Just do the fucking comic and put it on the screen.
That would be helpful.
Which, speaking of which, Justice League will start filming in April. But yeah, according to Warner Brothers, apparently the R-rated cut has been there for months. Either this is complete bullshit, or they got it wrong from the get-go.
Yep, pretty much. We'll see how this works out.
Yeah. Star Wars: The Force Awakens will be out on Blu-ray April 1st. The Blu-ray will be a 3-disc set.
Ooh, sexy.
I
know. You know what Blu-ray or what DVD I'm still waiting for, and I haven't seen it anywhere?
What?
Fucking Krampus. Because I did not get a chance to see Krampus in the theater, and I'm mad because I've been looking.
You think it's one of those where they're purposely waiting almost a year so they can re-release it closer to Christmas?
God, I hope not. Just give me Krampus. Come on.
Why is this not already like on Netflix or something?
I can't even find it on BitTorrent.
Shit. That's almost as hardcore as the friggin' Star Wars no spoilers rule. Wow.
Precisely.
That's curious. Speaking of remakes, John, we got a trailer for Ghostbusters.
Yes, we did.
How did you feel about it?
Not really. Something about the cut, just, I mean, the first thing in the video, 30 years ago, I'm like, okay, no, you're rebooting the whole line. Don't talk about 30 years ago. Yeah, don't talk about the original one. Give it let it earn its own merits. Don't try and sit there and go, whoa, it's a new Ghost. No, it's not a new Ghostbusters. You're fucking redoing it.
See, I was kind of hoping that this meant that yes, it's a reboot, but it's like maybe the Ghostbusters had a bad time in the 90s. Their franchise failed, and these women decided to pick it up for whatever reason. But looking at the trailer, no.
Yeah, I will say, like, the actual visuals in the trailer, I enjoyed, and I'm still going to see it. But I was not a fan of the trailer itself.
Yeah. There was... Okay, going to those visuals, whenever they showed Ghost, I got that same feeling I got when I was watching the Saturday morning cartoons. That's a good point on the trailer.
Yeah.
Somebody commented, I heard somebody make a bad comment about special effects, which just made me want to bitch slap somebody. Because here's the thing, you cannot judge special effects on a trailer.
Not to mention, you really can't compare the special effects, because the special effects back in the 80s versus the special effects now, you really, it's apples and Volkswagens. You just can't compare them.
It's not even that. It's the special effects in the trailer are not the complete effects yet.
Yeah.
It's the reason why, if you looked at the one that always comes to my mind is the Rise of the Silver Surfer Fantastic Four movie, where if you watch the trailer, you see Johnny Storm jump off the roof, then he's out of view for a second, and then, of course, the Human Torch flies off. You watch the movie, you never see him fall. You never see him fall out of sight. He just flies off the roof.
Yeah.
Because that's just it. They're using the bare minimum they can for special effects or visual effects on the trailer so that you can get an idea of what you're going to see.
Yeah, exactly.
So just me saying, people don't bitch on visual effects. That said, I feel like the real stars of the movie are the black girl and the artsy chick.
Yeah.
But they're still going to try to focus on Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig, and I'm like, but the other two are the funny ones. We got to see an exorcism by Pimp Hand. Speaking of awesomeness, Stephen King has confirmed that Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey are in The Dark Tower, with Idris Elba playing Roland Deschain, and Matthew McConaughey playing the Man in Black.
This is going to be interesting, I'll say that.
I'm not going to lie. This makes me wonder if there's like a little racist in me I don't know about. When they first they said they're both in it, I thought it was the other way around.
Well, I know that there have been a lot of arguments recently about having Idris Elba play the lead in The Dark Tower because most people associate him as a white man. So I just say it's fucking Idris Elba, people. Be happy.
Yeah. But I stick to my usual thing. Is there anything about the character that makes the character that's dependent on the color of their skin? If the answer is no, why the fuck do you care?
I'm still waiting for a Harry Dresden film.
Can't be worse than the show.
Oh, yeah, it can, but it won't be. It better not be. Because I already know who I want to play Harry Dresden.
Or bring the show back, but put on Netflix.
No, don't bring the show back. Just don't do that.
If you bring the show back, put on Netflix, because Netflix will give them the creative freedom to do it right.
Or if you're going to bring the show back, start over.
Or Netflix is doing movies now. We can combine these two things.
Start over. Have James Marsters play Harry Dresden.
Ooh.
If you've ever listened to any of the audiobooks for the Dresden Files,
no, you sold me.
James Marsters does them all, and they're phenomenal.
It's
even better. Have James Marsters also do the voice of Bob the Skull.
Pardon me, wants that to be Billy West. But anyway, J.K. Rowling has confirmed the upcoming Fantastic Beasts and How to Find Them is the first part of a trilogy.
Woo! More Harry Potter shit.
This is another thing where I was like, should we talk about it? Should we not? But then I was like, dude, John's on this show. We can't not talk about this. They are remaking Suspiria.
Ooh.
And we know this is happening because they have already confirmed that on the cast is Tilda Swinton and fresh from 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota Johnson.
Nice.
This will make up for the fact that she did 50 Shades of Grey. She seems like a nice girl.
Let's just not even discuss that movie.
Yeah, it says something about your movie when I know there's going to be lots of female nudity and I still don't want to watch it. Speaking of horror movies, this is one I have. It's just kind of like, you know how I told you before I have no interest in threesomes because the logistics annoy me?
Yes.
Kind of similar here. The logistics, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this. The Grudge versus The Ring.
Yeah, no. Let's not even discuss this one. It's a dumb versus film hoping to, gain popularity by taking two popular characters and pitting them against each other. I'm sorry, okay? I grew up in the heyday of fucking horror movies, okay? Where we had great properties, and yes, there were plenty of discussions on who would win in a fight, which is why we got Freddy versus Jason, and it was fucking awesome. But again, never in my life have I ever sat down with somebody and go, I wonder who would win in a fight. The creepy girl from the Ring or the creepy kid from The Grudge. Because you know what? No one fucking cares.
John, we should retitle it The Grudge versus The Ring, Dawn of Horror.
You know what? Let's just call it The Grudge versus The Ring and make it a gay porno about hate fucking.
Fun fact. The creepy girl
gay porn about hate fucking
sister. Anyway, Suicide Squad has already confirmed that they're working on a sequel, and they're going to start filming it in next year, 2017.
Yeah, Hollywood, you want to give me a horror movie that I want to fucking watch? You want to give me a sequel I want to fucking watch? Take all the kids from Monster Squad and bring them back. I want to see how much of a badass Horace became.
It'd be funny if Horace is the Neville Longbottom of that franchise.
Well, yeah, if you look at the fucking Goonies, Chunk is Neville Longbottom.
God. Bad news, Neil Gaiman fans. Joseph Gordon-Levitt has left the Sandman project.
We don't need him anyway.
This worries me. To me, this is a sign that there's something going on behind the scenes because Joseph Gordon-Levitt is just a 30-something-year-old pound of awesome. So if he decides he's going to leave this project when he's been fighting so hard to get it made, something tells me there's something going on with the studio. It's probably not a good thing.
Chances are that the studio's wanting to take creative license that will just destroy, we'll get another Watchmen.
Now, Watchmen, sadly, I don't think that was the studio making creative license. That was Zack Snyder doing it as best he could, as best as he understood it. The only reason I have respect for Zack Snyder after Watchmen is because he openly admitted that he was not the right director for the job. He just took it because he was worried someone even less fitting than him would. Which, considering all the directors I thought would be best for Watchmen already turned it down, yeah, that was a very realistic fear.
Well, Sandman, like Watchmen, is a very heady product. Yeah, a very heady thing to play with. It's very much like Dune. It's one of those things that, okay, Sandman's not what.
Or no, fuck it. You know who makes movies who'd be perfect for it? And when I say this, you're going to be like, yeah, you're right. Dave McKeon.
Okay, I can agree to that.
Let's see. Another thing that's been confirmed for a sequel, even though it's not even out yet, Assassin's Creed.
Video game movie. Moving on. Don't even need to discuss this one.
And finally, Marvel and Sony have confirmed that they're planning on going ahead with the Venom idea. The Venom solo movie.
I completely agree with that one. I think Venom was given such the short stick that we got to see him.
He's a strong enough character, you can give him a movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have multiple Venoms you can choose from. I can easily see an Eddie Brock anti-hero film. Or the current Venom, Flash, who's basically a military veteran doing dirty work for S.H.I.E.L.D. Either one works. In TV news, the DC Comics-based television show Powerless has added 2 names of note. Vanessa Hudgens, for those of you who like tween stars who have an exhibitionist streak to them, and Alan Tudyk.
Yay! Wash is getting more work.
To wish certain stars had an exhibitionist streak to them. Don't act like you don't want to see some Alan Tudyk naked.
I don't want to see some Alan Tudyk naked.
Even if it's a sex scene with Zoe from Firefly?
Yeah, even if it's a sex scene from Zoe from Firefly. I just can't do it. And I will say it's only because if you look at any of his TV cameos, like CSI or several other crime shows, he always plays a pedophile.
Yeah, when I think about it, he kind of has that look. Especially when he has that mustache.
Exactly.
Speaking of sci-fi fans, for those of you who are upset that Doctor Who has left Netflix, it's time to get Amazon Prime.
No.
Because Doctor Who is going onto Amazon Prime Instant Video. Granted, you can still buy episodes digitally if you want to, if you don't have Amazon Prime. But if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch them for no extra charge.
Yeah. No, not going to get Amazon Prime. Can't make me, Amazon.
Let's see. We now know the actual plot to the series, Marvel's Most Wanted. Basically, Mockingbird and her beau have been framed for a crime. And so they're going to team up with, I cannot remember that guy's name, something Fortune. Basically, he's saying, you hunt these guys down, and I'll help you clear your name.
Sounds like a good show.
Yep. You know what else sounds like a good show? The upcoming Star Trek revival series. Gene Roddenberry's son, Rod Roddenberry, has now been attached as executive producer. Longtime Star Trek writer Nicholas Meyer.
Hang on a minute. Gene Roddenberry named his son Rod.
Yeah, I know. I try not to think about it.
He must really have hated his kid.
Dude, if you know anything about a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff with Star Trek, then you know Gene Roddenberry was not a very creative person. Star Trek was his one good idea, and even then, it's mainly because other people came along and made it better than it would have been. Right now, I put Star Trek on that list of several things. Right, the main top 3 things on that list is Star Trek, Star Wars, and the X-Files, where I say that they became huge phenomenons despite their creators.
Point.
Yeah, so Rod Roddenberry, Nicholas Meyer, longtime Star Trek writer, has joined the writing team. Their number 1 pick, the guy they're trying to woo, don't know what part, I'm guessing to play the captain, John, Tony Todd. Please, oh please, give me a starship captained by fucking Candyman.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Oh, this is another thing I put on here specifically for you, John. Sir David Attenborough said yes. To providing the narration to Planet Earth 2.
Nice. I'm still waiting for him to do a GPS program. I'm still waiting for him to be on my GPS.
Well, we'll have GPS news later. Game of Thrones, Finn Jones. You know, the gay guy who wanted to be king in the first couple of seasons of Game of Thrones. He has been cast as Danny Rand, also known as Iron Fist, for the Netflix's Iron Fist series.
Ooh.
This has led to, for me personally, one of the most hilarious small protests ever. There are people who are upset about this casting because they claim, I am not joking, John, that they are whitewashing Iron Fist. For those of you who don't know the Iron Fist comic, Iron Fist is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. In fact, this is actually kind of an important part of his character, because the Asian-style mystical people he got his skills and abilities from don't really think he's that good at the job. And in fact, he becomes Iron Fist, who is their chosen champion, mainly by cheating. It's a wonderful subversion to the white guy does it better than the foreigner trope, because he doesn't actually do it better. It's more like he's just kind of clever about how he uses what skills he does have. He is not the most skilled fighter or anything.
Agree there.
The good news is, though, apparently it's all but confirmed that it looks like we'll have a special guest character in Iron Fist, John. Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah.
Please get Donnie Yen. Please get Donnie Yen. Anyway, we might be getting a Legends of the Hidden Temple TV movie.
Live.
I'm trying to figure out how you make a TV movie out of a game show.
Oh, God, no. It's going to be like some weird combination of kid-friendly Indiana Jones and National Treasure.
They already
with a little sprinkling of the old Alvin and the Chipmunks film, or Alvin and the Chipmunks, Around the World in 80 Days film that came out in theaters when I was a kid.
Oh, God, that thing. I remember that. Moving on. Disney XD is confirmed they're going to put in a new series, Big Hero 6.
I'm okay with this. I loved Big Hero 6.
Yeah, great movie. Stanley cameo.
Yeah.
AMC has put in a full season to Order of the Terror, which will be an anthology horror series. At least the first season will be based off of a novel of the same name. Takes place in 1847. It's basically about a ship that goes out to sea, and they find some horrible supernatural predator on board. Things go to shit. Good news, Neil Gaiman fans!
First we get good news, then we get bad news, and vice versa.
No, we got the bad news the first time. American Gods has casted yet another person. Playing Mr. Wednesday will be Ian fucking McShane. Yes, that is his middle name.
Yes. I know. I'm looking forward to that one. I am so looking forward to that one.
S.H.I.E.L.D. has been renewed for a 4th season. And I almost took this one off the list too. Then I took another look at the image, and I want to bring it up because it's awesome. We got a new promo image for the 2nd season of Daredevil. Daredevil versus a bunch of fucking ninjas. It looks amazing.
We'll take it.
In video game news, it has been confirmed that later this year we'll be getting Carmageddon for the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Nice. I love Carmageddon. I'm bringing it back.
There's a Kickstarter going on right now for a brand new video game, Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Nut Punch.
I'm already funding it. I have already put my money in. Guys, if you love Kevin Smith, give him money. It's a good old school beat 'em up game like The Simpsons or the old X-Men arcade game. So far as I've seen, the only playable characters are Jay and Silent Bob, but I've heard rumors that they will be adding other characters from the Jay and Silent Bob universe to play as actor, but you'll have to unlock them.
Awesome.
I just want to go on a rampage with Randall. That's all I want.
Let's see. Last week we got a new trailer for Dark Souls 3.
Fucking awesome.
With a really creepy version of I See Your True Colors.
Yeah. Really creepy version on that one.
Let's see. 2017 has been confirmed as the year they will be releasing the horror RPG Call of Cthulhu.
Ooh.
I want this to succeed because even though I'm not a big RPG player, I like the idea of an RPG in the Lovecraft verse.
I think there just have a lot of games made in the Lovecraft verse, and I really think that's something that the video game companies have missed. You know, that's a great property. There is a lot of material to work with.
What I really want them to do is to go back and make more Conan games that are like the hack slash type, very similar to the one that came out on the PS3. They use the God of War engine, but have them both interconnected the way the original stories used to be.
I could see that.
That'd be awesome. Let's see. Acer has revealed the new Predator XB321HK, which is a 32-inch monitor designed specifically for gaming.
Sweet. I might have to pick me up one of them.
Yeah. As we know, Marvel has been releasing just a slew of like mobile games lately. And they have announced for March, since this is Women's History Month, what they call their Women of Power Initiative, where these mobile games are going to be getting some of their most popular and some not so popular, but still top-tier female superhero characters put into them. Let's see.
I'm glad they are, but the mobile games just need to stop. They're not very good.
I don't play any of them. I'm not much for mobile games in general. Most of the mobile games I do play are just like very, very low tech. Nintendo has announced another game coming out for the Wii U, Paper Mario Color Splash.
Well, that should be fucking epic, considering the last two Paper Marios were great.
Yep. Speaking of more Nintendo news, they announced that the Game Boy 3DS is going to start having some old school Super Nintendo games released on it. There's some.
That'll be epic.
The two I noted personally, because I didn't get too good look at the article, Super Mario World and Super Metroid.
When are they going to give us Earthworm Jim? That's what I want. I want another Earthworm Jim before I die.
I remember the cartoon. A trailer was released for Thimbleweed Park, which is a very eerie sort of like cross between, it looks like the X-Files and Twin Peaks, done by the same guys who gave us Maniac Mansion.
Nice.
And done in the old school Maniac Mansion style.
Excellent. That should be fun. I'll have to check that one out myself.
And finally, it's been announced that, yes, they are working on an Attack on Titan mobile game.
Again, with the mobile games. The fuck?
Once again, the simplest ones are the ones that work best.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, most mobile games, you got to realize, if you make these epically long, graphic-intensive games, yeah, it may be convenient to be able to play them on my phone, but they look like shit, and they kill my battery, and then I get irritated.
Yeah. Moving on to comic book news. Archie Comics is celebrating the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog with the one-shot Sonic Mega Drive, which will take place in the same universe as the very first Sonic the Hedgehog video game.
Don't care.
This is the special surprise I had for you, John. The graphic novel series Norman is going to series. This is from Titan Comics. It's from writer-artist Stan Silas. It's about a little boy named Norman who hopes to one day emulate his heroes. Heroes like Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, and other slashers from slasher films.
I'm down with this. I am down with this.
Saw that and I'm like, oh my god, this looks like a comic made for John Little. This cute little boy with a hockey mask. And anyway. Let's see. George R. R. Martin has announced that the next novel in A Song of Ice and Fire will have a twist that is specifically designed so the television show can't do it. So all you people reading the novels who got all pissed off because we found out the source of the White Walkers in the show before in the books, he gave you a little something, something.
I'm looking forward to reading it as soon as he puts it out.
Yep, should be about a year after the series itself is done. Anyway, Bob's Burgers is released a cookbook.
I saw that. I've looked through a couple of recipes. I'm not greatly impressed, but it's a nice tie-in.
Let's see. For Captain America's 75th anniversary, a very classic X-Men creative duo, is coming back together. Artist John Cassidy and writer Joss fucking Whedon.
Nice.
Yep, the guys who gave us Astonishing X-Men and some of the most hilarious Wolverine dialogue ever are bringing their mojo to Captain America. Meanwhile...
You know what this means?
What?
They're going to kill off Cap?
No.
It's Joss Whedon. It's Joss Whedon. You have to expect it. You have to expect it. It's fucking Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon isn't going to kill Captain America. He's going to kill a character from Captain America we love the most. Probably Agent 13.
No, my point still remains valid.
No, because he'll just look at Captain America and be like, can I kill him? Brubaker did it. Fuck! Let's see. Superstar artist Alex Ross has signed a deal with Apple Records to do a series of images for them of the Beatles.
Interesting.
Yep. This may have. I haven't checked to see if there are any updates on this. One of the things I was going to talk about last week is something I definitely wanted your opinion on, though, which was somebody had stolen some Batman art from another superstar artist, Bill Sienkiewicz.
Like physically stolen or copied and stolen? Copied, stolen.
Like original artwork stolen.
Okay, physically stolen.
Yeah.
I'd say as an artist, it's something I have to deal with. I mean, I've had now to date 4 of my pieces stolen, and each one from the gallery they were in. I mean, even every artist has gone through this. I remember they're still looking for the Sill triptych that H.R. Geiger did for when he was designing the Species movie. That actually got stolen out of his personal gallery in Los Angeles before he passed. They still haven't found it yet.
The one that pisses me off the most, the original artwork for the classic Neil Adams cover, where Speedy shooting up. Someone stole that.
Yep.
It's like the one piece of his work he wants back, and some fucker stole that. And by this point, it switched hands so much that even though they shouldn't have it, whoever's got it now, it legally belongs to them.
And it's just one of those things, as an artist, it's something you have to deal with, and you have to be okay with it. And it pisses you off because it's something you put time and effort and feeling and emotion into that means something to you, and someone just, oh, that's mine now. And it's just it's disrespectful to the artist, it's disrespectful to the art, and it's but it's something as an artist we have to deal with. We have to be, we have to learn to be okay and move on.
Well, moving on from something that sucks to something that's awesome, which, by the way, any information you got on that, Bill Sienkiewicz is offering a $5,000 reward. So there we go. Moving on to something awesome. John, how well do you remember the origins of Marvel Comics?
Fairly. Why?
Well, you know their original name back in the Golden Age was Timely Publications?
Yeah.
They're bringing the name back.
Nice.
Marvel has announced they're going to do a new series called Timely Comics, where they're reprinting some of their newer comics, like 3 or 4 at a time, for $3 a pop.
Well, that's a damn good thing.
Yes.
That is a damn good thing.
A writer-artist named Dean Hughes has released a series of children's images that put together kind of make up a children's book. You can see it online. It's based off of the Evil Dead called The Littlest Deadite.
Sweet.
Like a simple Google search and you can find it. It's adorable.
I will have to read that one.
Titan Comics has announced the new series, complete with cover images that have been shown of like variant covers they're doing of Tank Girl, 2 girls, 1 tank.
Nice. I'm the last thing I remember them doing with Tank Girl is Tank Girl in space.
The title. Oh God, the title. Whew. Let's see. They're doing a chapter book for Miss Marvel called Fist of Fury, where she takes on school bullies.
Nice. I think that's a good one. That's tackling a modern issue.
And Marvel has confirmed what we basically already knew from all the promo shit they've been releasing, that yes, from the Avengers Standoff at Pleasant Hill, or whatever it's called, miniseries they're currently doing, they are doing a brand new Thunderbolt series, which will be led by the Winter Soldier himself, Bucky Barnes. Guess who's writing it?
Who?
Jim Zub.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, that's a name so good, you might want to read that book.
I may have to pick that one up.
Yeah. There's a Walking Dead coloring book coming out.
Okay, people. Knock it off with the adult coloring books. Everything doesn't need to be a coloring book.
I don't know. To me, I look at this, and Walking Dead and the Game of Thrones coloring book have both one thing in common. You only need one color.
Exactly. But still, not everything needs to be a fucking coloring book.
Here's another comic book coming from an interesting author. IDW has announced a series called Archangel to be written by William Gibson.
Nice.
God, this is a good week of announcements for comic books for you, isn't it, John?
Yeah, I'm not having a Batmite rant.
Yeah. Also, another series coming out soon, very, very manga-based, called Circuit Breaker by writer Kevin McCarthy and artist Kyle Baker.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
For those who don't know, Kyle Baker is one of comic book secret weapons.
Yes.
Seriously, more people should know who he is.
Agreed.
And finally, Marvel has announced that they are going to do a Han Solo miniseries.
I'm okay with this.
It's like comic books all got together and be like, we made Batmite. We need to do something to make John happy for a week.
Like comic book Christmas.
Yeah. It's that time again. And those we lost in the last couple of weeks, Miss New Jersey 2013, Kara McCollum at the way too young age of 24. If you're a fan of the Rocky series, you may know him as Tony Duke Evans, but his real name is Tony Burton, age 78. Frank Kelly of Father Dead fame, passed away at age 77. If you're like John and I, are actually old enough to remember a show called American Gladiators, then you might remember a guy called Hawk, whose real name was Leo. What a weirdly spelled name. Rareman, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, who passed away at 49. Famous wrestler Hayabusa, also known as Eiji Izaki, passed away at 47. Tony Dyson passed away age 68. This is the man who designed R2-D2. At age 40, Joey Martin Fink of Joey and Rory. And finally, at age 94, Nancy Reagan, former First Lady.
Classy lady, Nancy.
Now let's move on to some science.
And
Have you heard of photonic propulsion?
yes, actually, I have.
Yeah, this is NASA's latest plan. If this works and we can make a photonic propulsion engine, instead of taking years to get to Mars, we can get there in months.
I know we're all looking forward to it.
Sometimes I'd like to think that somewhere out there is just a little sign from NASA that just says, I feel the need for speed.
Oh, I'm sure that that is directly outside of the propulsion lab at NASA.
We have a brand new, all-encompassing map of the Milky Way. In extreme speed. Let's see. There's recently been released the tetrahedron, which is essentially a sort of, how can I put this? I want to say hovering yacht. It's a boat that looks like it's literally hovering over the water.
Yeah, it's basically a really fancy hydrofoil.
Pretty much. Let's see. We have, going back to John's classic question of, can you fuck it? We have successfully made fully functioning sperm from stem cells.
Now you don't have to.
Yeah. Science, doing everything we can to make it so that women don't need men. Wait a minute. The small computer Raspberry Pi has been refitted so that now it can have its own built-in Wi-Fi, which its lack of Wi-Fi was often considered its biggest flaw.
Yeah, but you knew somebody was going to fix that sooner or later.
Oh yeah. Let's see. We have actually read this whole article because I was just fascinated by this. I have this weird minor fascination with. There's a part of me that really wants to know what kind of Lovecraftian nightmares are on the bottom of the ocean. When I say the bottom, I mean the very bottom, the places we cannot get to because we literally can't handle the pressure. But we found a way to put a microphone down there.
Yeah, stereo hydrophones are not a new thing.
Yeah. Actually, it's a casing they put it into, but no, we put one down there for a brief period of time, I think 3 hours, and just recorded whatever sounds we could get. And much to a lot of scientists' surprise, noise travels really fucking well down there.
Yeah, sound travels better through water than it does through air.
Yeah, but it's they didn't expect it to travel that well. Like you could, this is what is it? 7 miles deep is the Marianas Trench.
Yeah,
and it's still hearing like the boats and things on the surface coming down very clearly.
Oh yeah.
Among other sea life that we can't really identify yet because we have no way of getting down there. And like I said, Lovecraft's nightmares. Oh, the life that must only exist in the Marianas Trench.
I will agree with you there.
We've gotten fresh new pictures of the North Pole on Pluto, and we have seen that it has mountains that are snow-capped with methane.
Nothing better than fresh powder on the methane slopes.
Also, new images have been released of NASA's ISS Enterprise. There are actual plans to hopefully create a real-life warp drive based off of the Starship Enterprise from Star Trek.
I am so waiting for that to happen.
You just want to take the captain's seat and speak every word like it's its own sentence, don't you?
No, I would never be a Shatner. No, I want to be the fucker in engineering. Johnny, we need more power. Fuck you! Turn off the damn stereo.
Oh God! Like I said, like I told you before we started, I'm still watching all Star Trek. I just watched Star Trek 5. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Star Trek 3, maybe Star Trek 2, where it's like Scotty openly admits that he purposely has been multiplying the amount of time it takes for him to fix something by 4 so that he could have his reputation as a miracle worker.
Scotty truly knows how to work smarter, not harder.
Oh, I fucking love Scotty. Like, I always liked him as a character, but now that I've seen literally all of the original series, all the animated series, and going through all the movies, I love him like I've never loved him before. That is really one of the greatest characters in science fiction. And a true Scotsman through and through. Oh, God, the one episode where he basically had to outdrink an alien god. That was wonderful. Anyway, our final category for the evening, miscellaneous. Remember how I said GPS was going to come up later?
Yeah, because we now have the voice of Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Turn left at the next stoplight.
I remember. I turned left as a little boy.
I remember. Back in the day, there used to be a gas station here. It's no longer here. This is Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman. That's just all the GPS. It's just him saying his name over and over. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Morgan.
Somebody do me a favor. Open up a strip club called Titty Sprinkles.
Turn left to get to Titty Sprinkles.
Let's see. So you can actually purchase a life-size Harley Quinn statue. It's the Harley Quinn from the Arkham game series. No, you cannot. It's just a statue, not a sex toy.
Damn it!
You can masturbate to it, though.
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that if you called up the Real Doll Company and paid about $3,000, they could make you a statue you could fuck.
Or you can get a prostitute for a fraction of that price.
No imagination. None. No imagination.
Let's see. Deadpool's the latest in comic book characters to rob people. Well, actually, it's more like he's doing it again. Apparently, this is Deadpool that robbed $2,000 from an Ohio bank last week. But if you want more positive Deadpool news, in Korea, there was an all-Deadpool flash mob.
I'm waiting for the all-Deadpool strip club.
Yeah, I've seen Lady Deadpool. She's got the same skin problem that the Deadpool we know and love has.
Yeah, no, they don't actually get naked. They just, dance around in all the Deadpool costumes because of the skin problems.
Let's see. Ben Affleck surprised fans for charity at the Warner Brothers Studios by showing up in the Batmobile.
Well, tough shit. It's still Ben Affleck.
I'm honestly starting to become convinced that he's going to be the best part of that movie.
Which is saying something.
Well, I think his Batman's going to be solid, but it's going to be like John Leguizamo's Clown. That one great performance in what is otherwise a pile of shit.
I'm not even expecting his Batman to be good. I'm expecting another Val Kilmer.
Really? That's where you go to for a bad Batman? Not George Clooney, Val Kilmer?
Yeah. Because Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne was okay, but his Batman was terrible.
No, it was the other way around when it comes to his Batman. Because he played his Batman and his Bruce Wayne the exact same way.
Which is why it worked well for his Bruce Wayne, but not his Batman.
No, it's why his Batman worked well, but his Bruce Wayne didn't. His Bruce Wayne had no charm, no charisma. He was as straight face as his Batman. It's annoying. Anyway, I don't know about you, John, but I'm a fan of the comic book artist Scotty Young.
I am too.
He's the reason I have the Oz Omnibus, because he did all the artwork for the Marvel adaptations of the Oz series.
Yep.
So now, for those of you who want to know why we love him, there are statues designed by Scotty Young of Marvel characters.
Huzzah!
I might have to get one. Thanos is adorable. Meanwhile, somebody has used Police Sketch Artist software and using to create facial images of literary characters based off of descriptions in their books. So if you ever wonder what characters like Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister from Song of Ice and Fire look like, or James Bond from the original Ian Fleming novels and so forth, they look creepy because that software is not very good.
No, it's not.
The bad Batman, who apparently went on to a robbing spree where he was robbing like dollar stores and stuff like that, has been arrested recently. That's one dastardly fiend now no longer on the streets. I have to find this and buy this, John, and I think you may need to too. The Infinity Gauntlet coffee mug.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I've seen it. Not a fan. So
I don't know, it's just a lot more cartoony than I would like, but I just love the idea of drinking a cup of coffee and it looking like I have the ultimate power of a god.
Though I did see something recently you will have to buy.
Uh-oh.
A new Lego set that's coming out.
Doctor Who?
Vintage 1960s Batman Batcave. They went as far as to make sure the little Joker minifigure has his mustache painted over.
Yes! Is it safe to say that the 1966 Batman show is the second best Batman show ever made?
Now, I will point out that this Batcave comes complete with the library set with the bat poles, Alfred, the original 1960s car, Batman, Robin, 1960s Catwoman, 1960s Poison Ivy, 1960s Penguin.
Poison Ivy?
I know. They added her in. She's not technically real. Yes, I know. And 1960s Joker. You can... Saw that. I just got the Lego catalog, and I just saw that one. I'm like, Evan's going to need to buy this.
Yes. That and the Doctor Who set. Ooh, I can combine them. Put the TARDIS
Moving on.
I want to grow up. And finally, someone out there, some genius. There's no way around. This guy's a genius. Made a 21.5-foot tall wooden Mobile Suit Gundam unicorn. And no,
Nice.
this isn't a unicorn made to look like a Mobile Suit Gundam. That's an actual type of suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks awesome. Considering that I'm co-hosting this week with a man who knows how to make styrofoam look like solid steel, he can appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a little fun project for Halloween this year.
Sex toy Harley Quinn?
No, I'm thinking about...
I'm suggesting you get $3,000. I know you can make one yourself for cheaper.
I'm actually thinking about building a full replica Jazz, vintage Gen 1 Transformers Jazz costume.
Sorry, I got wood.
That actually lights up when I talk.
You know,
just like the show.
I don't think there's anything you could do to Jazz that would show any less respect than Michael Bay already did. So go for it.
True.
Oh God, sadly too true. And that is all the news we have for this week. John, I think you got some comics you need to buy.
That I do.
I thought I'd be saying that at the end of a show. We will be back next week. Whew, we are 12 days away, John. Just 12 days away from new Daredevil.
Yay!
It is weird to hear John say yay about Daredevil. But
hey,
damn it, the show is that good.
I still got a whole season of House of Cards to watch now.
I got 2 seasons I need to watch.
Catch up, bitch.
Dude, I don't have time because in case you missed it, I got an Indiegogo because I got this short film that I am associate producing called With Love, which you can find at Indiegogo, With Love short film.
Yeah.
Get a movie made. Come on, folks. Well, short film made. Anyway, we'll be back next week as we are every week at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm, of course,
8 o'clock Central.
Yep. I'm, of course, a friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. I've been joined this week by the dwarficon himself, John Little.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Dr. God damn it.